Hi, I'm Richard Randall, and welcome to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Colorado's Real Estate Authority, Barb Schlinker. Barb Schlinker is a retired Navy veteran. Barb is an author. Barb Schlinker is also a pilot. Barb and her team enjoy all that Colorado and the Front Range have to offer. Barb, as always, great to be talking to you this weekend. Now, we air Your Real Estate Voice every Saturday. And remember that if you can't listen to the entire show, it is always available on Barb's site, barbhasthebuyers.com, or just go to any of the podcast platforms like iHeartRadio, as well as others. You can search for Barb there. She's easy to find. Every week, Your Real Estate Voice covers great information about the housing market and one of most people's largest assets, the home. Barb, what are we covering today?
Well, Richard, I do research every week about what the market is doing. And then I also have my own business and things are happening in my own business right now too. So I really feel like Colorado has a pretty strong real estate market overall. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, the interest rates are higher, but if the seller does everything right, prices it realistically, the house will sell and fairly quickly. It's the ones that are asking way too much. That's not realistic. They sit on the market. It's definitely not an on fire hot market like we saw a couple years ago, where pretty much everything went on the market and got bidding wars. That's not the case. But if somebody prices it right, I just had a bidding war last weekend, so it can still happen. And then the next topic we're going to talk about are the reasons why a house is not selling and what you can do to fix it. It will eventually happen if you respond to what the market is telling you. So I'll give you some ideas on how you can tell if you happen to be on the market right now, or how you can plan, because most people don't like the experience of showing their home. That is no fun. I just talked to a seller yesterday and he goes, yeah, this is kind of wearing me out to have to clean up the house every day and keep it spotless for showings. It is a lot of work. Most people don't live like that. So we'll talk about some ways that you can end the pain much, much quicker. The third topic is about the expenses of selling. So I still meet with plenty of home sellers that have never sold a home before. So they have no idea what to expect. They just go, oh, Zillow it thinks my house is worth this. Therefore, that's what I'll put in my pocket after it sells. So we're going to talk about what are the typical selling costs when you sell a home. And that way you can kind of plan ahead for it, especially to be able to fund your next destination. And the very last topic really is about pricing and getting your home sold fast in this somewhat competitive real estate market here in Colorado. And as always, I love talking about my hot new listings. Richard?
So, Barb, many people ask if they should wait until the rates drop to buy or to sell a house. Why is Colorado still considered to be such a competitive market?
Well, Richard, the rates have come down compared to maybe a month ago, about 0.5%. That's helpful all by itself. But at the end of the day, you can always refinance when the rates go down. I think based on the strength of the market right now, I really feel like whenever the rates do drop, like they're promising, maybe the Fed will drop it 0.5 point, and maybe by the beginning of next year, we might see interest rates with a 5 in front of it. That's going to really spark the market. There's a whole bunch of buyers that have been sitting on the sidelines just waiting for that to happen. So when that happens, what's going to happen is that there's going to be more competition for homes. More buyers are going to jump in the game. They're going to have less homes to choose from, and it will drive prices up. We've been relatively flat for the last couple of years, just really tiny price increases here and there, depending on the neighborhood. But what we're seeing as far as people coming into and going out of Colorado, in general, Los Angeles tops the list of people picking the Colorado Springs area as their destination, followed by Dallas, followed by Washington, D.C., then again in Texas and Houston, San Francisco, Virginia, New York, Sacramento, and San Antonio, Texas, and Hawaii. But going outbound, surprisingly, a lot of people are going to other cities in Colorado, Breckenridge, Denver. There are also people going to Florida, Missouri, Tennessee, all the places you hear about all the time. Even Decatur, Florida. That's it. I can't read it. Anyway, even a couple of places in Florida where a lot of people love Florida. A lot of people downsizing are looking at Florida pretty hard. They don't have any income taxes there. They're working on the insurance costs. So we still have a lot of people migrating out of Colorado to there. So on average right now, the typical amount of money that a seller is getting from list price to sales price, the difference is 1 to 2%. Average days on market, depending on what area you're in, ranges between 42 and 70 days. But the real hot homes, according to Redfin, actually are selling for 1% above asking price in a much quieter time, in about 21 days. So I like to look at statistical data. I know for some people it's boring, but some of the things I'm looking at are how many home sellers have lowered their price. There is a definite surge there, and that makes sense. There is 50% more homes on the market than there were 2 years ago, but with roughly the same amount of sales. So obviously, if you reach too high on price, it's just not going to work. So all of the counties across the Front Range pretty much are indicating that anywhere from 40 to 55% of home sellers are lowering their price after they go on the market. But a really good predictive indicator is the number of pending sales. And those are actually kicking up a bit. So El Paso County is doing really well. Douglas County's kind of flat, and Pueblo and Teller are kind of steady growth. But the other thing I like to look at is what is the pending sale versus a median price. So I looked at this benchmark last week as compared to this week. And the difference is the lower prices are moving. But what was interesting to me, Richard, is yesterday I processed offers on 5 different properties. And the highest price point was at $875, and that one had a bidding war. So things are starting to kind of pick up right now. It's just what I'm feeling. But in general, the prices have dropped about $8,000 since July. And the people that win, not every house is selling, but the people that win are pricing their home what I call realistically versus optimistically. That's the best way to make it happen. And the rates have been, compared to last week, unchanged, but conventional is in the mid 6s now. The government loans, FHA, VA in the low 6s, and you can always refinance the government loans at almost no cost with no appraisal and no credit check. So if you are thinking of making a move and you're on the edge of qualifying, I wouldn't wait to find a home. Go find a home when there's lots of choices out there. So I think if you compare it to some of the areas like Florida, where their prices are cratering, especially in the hurricane-ridden areas, this is a pretty strong market. It's actually holding its own. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and the host of this show, Your Real Estate Voice. And what we're talking about is why the Colorado area real estate market is somewhat competitive now. And next up, we're going to talk about a few tips to get the most money when you sell. If you are thinking of making a move, give us a call, 719-301-3900, or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. I have way over 28,250 buyers just on my little website. And things that you need to keep in mind when you're selling a home, there's a huge turnover in real estate agents. Most of the ones that I work with on the other side of the transaction appear to have other jobs because they never contact me until late at night or on the weekends, and everything's a real estate emergency. So it's about 87% turnover every 5 years. So there's a lot of real estate agents that have never seen a flat market. They've never seen a quiet market. They've only seen the boom. And a lot of them just don't know what to do, but we do. So give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
So, Barb, we're discussing whether or not Colorado home prices are dropping. What can home sellers do in this very competitive market to get their home sold at a reasonable price and on time and for the most money?
Well, Richard, don't expect a bidding war, but if you get one, it's the happy dance. I had one person recently that actually got an offer before we started showing, right when we started showing, and it turned out that the third offer was the best offer, but they didn't all come at once. So we still had to respond to them. But it's still, she was able to get her price. So it worked out really well. But at the end of the day, you want to prepare your home to attract the most amount of money. Unless you are way underpriced, buyers turn up their nose at deferred maintenance. Things like, oh, even popcorn ceilings, they make a big deal about these days. Carpet, cosmetic stuff, the front door, curb appeal, all those kind of things are really, really important unless the home is deeply, deeply discounted, because 41% of home buyers actually don't want to do any work. And if they can see in the pictures it needs work, they're moving on. That is absolutely your first showing. So make sure you hire an agent that knows how to present your home properly so that the photos, the pricing, everything online attracts buyers and does not repel buyers. We know how to do that. Give us a call at 719-301-3900. We can typically match about 800 buyers to any home, and give us a call and we can help you with that. 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. She is your real estate voice. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the top reasons why a Colorado house is not selling and a checklist to fix that problem. Stay tuned for that.